Brett Walsh is a setter on a mission. Since turning pro, he's impressed in Serie A, guided Knack Roeselare to the Champions League playoffs, and now has his sights firmly set on the Tokyo Olympics. Right now, though, he's left Belgium to self-isolate at home in Canada, so I called him to check he's doing okay and help him pass the time. Brett, hello, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you fine.
Ah, fantastic stuff. Right, mate, I am at home. I'm bored. I have been for a little while. So I'm reaching out. I want to chat to people who are going to stop me from being bored and give me a little bit of joy and happiness. So you are just the man for the job. But most importantly, I want to check you're doing okay. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Really nice to see you. Thanks for thinking of me for this. I'm happy to be a part. And yeah, I'm doing well. Just at home here in Calgary and back in Canada. So I cannot complain at all. Yeah.
So you made the journey back then. You're one of the lucky ones who escaped. How long have you been over there?
Just over 3 weeks now. Yeah, I've been back for just over 3 weeks. So decent amount of time by now. Yeah, it's kind of flying by actually.
And who are you isolating with?
Yeah, I'm staying at my parents' house, and my girlfriend's here with me as well. She was overseas in Belgium with me this year. And so we are staying with my parents. And the reason that we were able to do that is they were actually over visiting us in Europe right when kind of everything with the virus took off. And so we ended up basically traveling home all together.
Oh,
and so since we were together there, we were able to do our 2-week self-isolation here together. And then since then we've decided to just stay here all together. So yeah. It was fortunate in a way that we were together in Europe and therefore can be together here as well.
So it's worked out quite nicely then, a good bit of family time. Yeah. But
exactly.
Honestly, any family arguments or are we all good?
Well, I think I'd be lying if I said there weren't any, but I think we're doing pretty well. We did have a bit of a little mini tournament of various board games and whatnot during our self-isolation, and there were definitely a few competitive moments during that, I will admit, but I think for the most part we're all hanging in there pretty well.
Well, you don't become a pro athlete without having a competitive side. Who'd you get that from in your family?
Oh, I got a little bit from everybody. Both my parents were volleyball players at a high level, so I definitely was born into a family of competition, no question. Yeah.
It's amazing. I love speaking to athletes where it's kind of hereditary because you all come from different backgrounds. Firstly, like your success has been amazing, but at what point did you decide, right, I'm going to Europe, I'm turning pro? And was that kind of an expectation from family or something you sort of wore off your own back?
Good question. I don't really remember there being one specific moment that it kind of clicked that I wanted to do that. I started playing volleyball when I was 11 in a youth club here in Calgary called Knack Volleyball Club, where I played all my youth volleyball, which was amazing. But when I realized I loved playing volleyball at a very young age, it just seemed obvious to me that that's what I wanted to do. And because my parents were volleyball players and my dad actually both my parents played professionally overseas, I knew from a young age that was an option. So I don't think all young volleyball players, especially in Canada, know that that's even an option actually. But since I was lucky enough to be aware of that, it just was always kind of my vision and goal or dream or whatever you want to call it from a young age, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that, and I wanted to play for the national team. And so for as long as I can remember, I just fell in love with volleyball, and then that was kind of my goal, and I just worked towards that from the start. Yeah.
If no local paper has gone from Knack to Knack, they have missed a trick massively. I've written the headline for you.
Oh man, good point.
The national team is an interesting one because it seems as though everything is going very well for you there. You know, you had a great VNL, plenty of court time, and of course, Canada have now qualified for the Tokyo Olympics whenever they are going to happen. That must be on your to-do list.
Oh man, if I could be a part of the Olympic team for Tokyo, 2021 now, I guess, that would be incredible. That's I think every athlete's dream, every volleyball player's dream is to represent their country at the Olympics, and that's something that I am working hard towards hopefully having an opportunity to do. And our national team is extremely dedicated altogether to give ourselves the best chance to perform well at the Olympics, whoever is there.
Well, going to play in Europe then, because obviously for many people that's sort of seen as the pinnacle. That's where the most competitive leagues are. It's where all the great players are. It's where you can get a very challenging game every week. Do you think that's a kind of a help or a hindrance in terms of getting selected for the national side?
Like playing overseas in Europe for the professional season, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's extremely helpful for us because, I mean, the national team season is basically just the summer, essentially May until September, which is obviously the point in time that pro leagues are not running. And so what it does is it gives us an opportunity to be playing high-level ball year-round.
Yeah.
And so we're not taking 8 months off and then returning to the national team and trying to shake off the rest and catch up with other guys. So I think all of us that are overseas playing in Europe are it's what it's doing. It's giving us high-level competition and keeping us in good shape and helping us improve like day by day. So I think it's an extremely positive thing for us to be doing.
Because you've been on, well, from what I can gather, a pretty awesome trajectory from really good college ball, then coming over here, playing in Italy, then playing for a good Champions League team, actually getting out of the group to the knockout stages this year. But I am fascinated by college sport the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. So, you know, I'm here in London, and it just seems like you guys have got it right. So how does it compare playing top level college championship volleyball? Because was it 2 college championships you won?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, university, but
university. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah.
Allow my errors. That's a slap on the wrist. But 2 university championships. How does that compare to then coming over to Europe and playing Champions League?
Well, it's a good preparation for sure. There's a distinct difference in level, no question.
Yeah.
But I mean, university volleyball in Canada has improved over the years, and it's been a strong competition for a long time. But I think that gap is continuing to close. We're starting to see more and more players come out of the university league ready for the European level competition in good teams and good leagues more regularly. So I think that's a really good sign. But it's in a lot of ways, it's a fairly similar kind of structure, competition structure, in that it's a long season and you play a new team every week. And then at the end, there's a ranking system and playoffs, and there's eventually one champion, you know. So it's a similar structure to the professional league in a lot of ways. So it's a good preparation. There's no question a step up in level when you get to some of the bigger leagues in Europe. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
As a setter, though, is it a little bit easier in that professional team because maybe the pass is better, maybe you've got better hitters, or is it more difficult because you're facing better blockers and better defenses? Good
question. I mean, there's both ends of it. There's better passing, there's better hitting around you. So that makes your job as a setter easier for sure. But like you said, you're facing better blockers and better defenders, and the speed of game is faster. Everything is a little bit higher, a little bit stronger. So there's an adjustment for sure. But whether it's harder or easier, it's difficult to say. But the overall level is higher. So I think it's you need to elevate your game to be able to play there for sure.
And something that really interests me, I mean, I can tell that you're somebody who thinks a great deal about the game. And I think that's the case for a lot of guys like yourself who come from strong volleyball nations, but not necessarily the strongest volleyball nations to come and play in Europe. They tend to be the ones that take the game incredibly seriously. And you've gone a step further, haven't you? Because not that I've been stalking you or anything, but I see that you've been filling your time with launching a brand new project to try and improve people's games further. Tell me about that.
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. It's a website called precisionvolleyballacademy.com, and we just launched it yesterday. My girlfriend and I built it out, and lost shit. So credit to her for doing the vast majority of the web design, which I think is pretty darn good. So, but basically what we offer is a virtual setting coaching platform.
Okay.
And I was fortunate to be coached by very technically sound coaches when I was a young athlete, and got a lot of reps in that way, and really believe in the model of ironing out technical problems, you could say, at a young age, in order to be successful later on down the road. I think it's really important. And I've done a lot of coaching as well in Calgary, especially, of coaching young setters on their technique and helping them along. And I just find that to be really valuable. So I wanted to find a way to do that, even though I'm not in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am right now, but basically 11 and a half months out of the year, I'm not in Calgary at this time. So I wanted to find a way to offer my knowledge on setting technique to young athletes. And I thought the best way to reach the most amount of athletes was to do it virtually.
Okay.
And so we had started off by doing a few sessions with some athletes that we know in Calgary, and they would send me video of them setting, and I would record a video of me explaining technique and giving them things that they want to work on, and send it back to them, and so they could implement it into their own games and practices. And they found it to be really helpful, and they were really thankful for it. So I thought, well, I'll try and reach more athletes this way. So we built out the website, and basically athletes can go on and send me a video of their game or their practice, or right now we're even offering backyard footage because no one really can get to a gym. And I'll record myself explaining a few setting technical things and send it back to them, and they can kind of work on it from there. And it opens up the conversation between me and them going forward to work on some stuff. So I'm just hoping to help as many young setters as possible develop their technique, and thought that this would be a good way to reach as many as I can.
Do you think it's important for athletes like yourself to be accessible? Because if I was a young setter, I'd be like, oh my God, I could be coached by Brett Walsh. How cool would that be? And then all of a sudden, maybe I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, and I know people are like, I'm not a star, I'm not famous, or I'm not this, I'm not that. But for somebody who plays in the Champions League, who plays for the national team, to be looking to bring young people through, that's quite cool, isn't it?
I hope it is, yeah. I mean, I think that when I was a young athlete, anywhere from 12 to 17, 18 years old, learning and watching the game, like I watched so much professional volleyball, national team volleyball coming up, so I knew who all the players were. I think it would have been really cool for me to see someone that's in that position offering something like this, and that's part of what motivated me to do it, because I knew how exciting that would have been for me. So I hope that's the case for lots of young athletes, and I hope I can help them out. But yeah, I think that I hope that it would be something that they'd be excited about.
Right then, Brett, can we play a quick game?
Oh, sure.
Okay, yeah. This is an easy game. It's called Simply the Best. I am going to ask you a series of questions, but essentially I want to find out what you think the best thing is in each of these categories, all right?
Okay.
Okay, let's play Simply the Best. Best setter you've ever played against?
Oh, man, that's you're starting with a tough one. There's there's some good setters out there. I would say the best, strictly setting wise, I would say Tonyuti. And then I would give the all around game answer to probably Micah Christensen or Bruno.
Best sport outside of volleyball?
Golf.
Best Canadian sports person?
Oh. Current or all time?
All time.
Wayne Gretzky.
Best song to listen to before a game?
Masterpiece Theater 1, 2, and 3 by Mariana Trench.
Best moment of your career?
Winning the Belgian Cup, both last year and this year, tie for that for me.
Best atmosphere you've experienced?
The Belgian Cup atmosphere is amazing.
Best thing about being a pro?
Best thing about being a pro is the opportunity to challenge myself every day and learn to live with uncertainty. I think that's a valuable skill that you learn from being a professional athlete.
Best place in the world volleyball's taken you to?
Probably good question. I think Italy. I love the country. I love it for sightseeing and everything, but getting to play volleyball in Italy is special.
Best food to eat after a game?
Probably like a nice piece of cake. I don't think I've ever even done that, but that would be great.
Correct. And the best province in Canada?
Alberta.
Very good.
Easy.
That is simply the best. Well played. But now I want to pick up on a couple of those answers. Golf.
Right.
Have you got a handicap?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was a 2.
No way.
But that is probably not indicative of what it is now because I haven't touched the golf course in a while.
2 is serious, though. I'm not saying I expected all of the cliches, but I'm surprised you didn't say ice hockey.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I love hockey. I think it's awesome, but I was not a hockey guy, so.
Let's talk about Champions League. You played some amazing teams, Zaxa, Friedrichshafen, Lube. What mark would you give it out of 10? And what was it like playing against those massive teams?
Oh, it's great. It's such a cool opportunity to see how you stack up against that kind of top caliber of volleyball and just get some amazing match experience. So that was pretty cool. I think it was a great experience for us to get out of the pool stage and qualify for the quarterfinal was a really big accomplishment for our club and something we're really proud of. Obviously things ended differently than we would have liked them to, but it was for the best for everyone's health and safety, of course. So would have been great to be able to play that other quarterfinal match against Civitanova and see what happened. But we were really proud of what we were able to accomplish for sure.
What was the standout moment for you in this season's Champions League?
Well, I mean, playing against Civitanova at home, where our gym was just packed full and the atmosphere was amazing. As you'd expect, people want to especially come out to see some of the guys that are on teams like that. So, but that was a cool atmosphere, and I thought we put up a good fight against them. And they're arguably the best team in the world, and so for us to step on the court and measure up against them was pretty fun. But the match against Novi Sad, where we qualified for the quarterfinal, that one was definitely the highlight for me. That was pretty special.
Yeah, that must have felt pretty amazing. What's going to happen now is I'm going to show you my highlight of your Champions League this year. And
right.
I want you to talk me through this because this is filthy. I absolutely love it. Oh, look at the set. Oh. Now, be totally honest with me. Was that entirely necessary, or were you just showing off?
I'd like to say it was necessary. I think it felt necessary in the moment, but who knows?
And is one-handed setting going to feature in the Precision Online Academy?
Well, maybe we're going to have to add that in as an extra little bit on the site now. Yeah.
In all seriousness, though, I am not a setter. Look at these hands, not setter's hands. One-handed setting looks awesome. Just tell me about it. Talk me through your skill set.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that happens often, but it's a good tool to have in your toolkit for balls when you need it. Balls that are passed really tight to the net that you can't get with two hands, but you're able to save with one. So I think it's something that setters need to be able to do, no question. Like I said, it doesn't happen very often in a game, but when it does, if you can put the ball in the money with one hand, it's something of value for sure. So yeah.
great for the highlights reel as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
Also, talk to me about sportsmanship, because this is a photo that garnered some attention on social media. What was happening here?
That picture made things seem a lot worse than it did, and when it was posted online, I got a lot of very concerned messages sent to me. People very worried about me for just having a kind of a run-of-the-mill ankle sprain. But I landed on someone's foot during the World Cup this year in our match against Tunisia early in the first set, so I was kind of sidelined for the rest of it and had my foot elevated and was getting looked at and everything. And to move back and forth between sets, they had a wheelchair on hand, so I hopped in that. And my good friend and teammate Blake Shearhorn there in the picture pushing me was kind of my chauffeur for the rest of the game. So he brought me back and forth between sets, and then he just pushed me right to the net for the handshake, and I went through the line and shook the guy's hands. So it's kind of a funny moment.
Great to have friends like that in the team, right? I'm sure you'll repay the favour one day. Oh, well, good man.
I hope not in the same way, but.
Oh, very good. Right, mate, you have cheered me up so much. Thank you very much. Before we go, I'd just like to sort of get a message from you for Canadians watching, or people who are thinking, should I go to college or university and play? Could I go to Europe and play pro? I mean, you're evidence that you can do it and you can succeed. So have you got a message for those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're passionate about volleyball and you love playing, just play. Just play because you love to play, and set your sights high and work as hard as you can, and then see what happens. And if you want to go play in university, you're absolutely capable if you put your mind to it and follow your dreams. As cliche as that sounds, but it's an awesome experience. It's something worth trying to do. And at the worst case, if you don't succeed, you'll for sure make a lot of great friends along the way and have some amazing memories and lessons from being an athlete. So I encourage everybody to just work hard and see what happens.
The memories and the fun, at the end of the day, they're the most important thing, aren't they?
No question. Yeah.
No, you're a good man, mate. I look forward to catching up in person when this is all over and we can get back to Europe and we can get back to volleyball. It's going to be, well, I'm never going to take it for granted again, put it that way.
No, that's for sure. Me too. And I'm appreciative of you having me on here.
Look after yourself, mate. Stay safe and we'll catch up soon, yeah?
You bet.
Cheers,
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
And that was Brett Walsh. What a cool guy. So great to know that he's home safe with his family, but I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone when I say we can't wait to have him back in Europe playing great volleyball week in, week out. Also, very best of luck with the academy too. So great to see top players giving back and bringing young players through. So remember, Precision Volleyball Academy, we will keep an eye on that. Thank you for watching wherever you've watched around the world, and thanks to all of those people who've got in touch. It's been great to have your messages. Keep them coming in, and also remember to keep checking in with family and friends to make sure that they're doing okay during these lockdown times. It's not just me, it's the whole CEV. We're doing things to help you pass the time, so head over to the CEV social media and take part in the quizzes and see all of the videos and the activities helping us through until it's time to play volleyball once again. Hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I'll speak to you soon, but until then, stay home and stay safe.